as we're turning away refugees, mostly created by our own wars and involvement, we spend an estimated $80 billion a year on running federal and state prisons and local jails, right? So the US has less than 5% of the world population, but we have nearly 25% of its prisoners. And our policies, especially the ones that target Black and brown people, are waged inside and outside of this country. So we'd rather spend $80 billion a year running prisons and incarcerating more and more people based on like the war on drugs and other non-violent offenses, rather than actually invest in our own communities, invest in schools, or take in refugees created by our own policies. And with the amount of money that's spent on prisons, we really wouldn't even have to pick and choose who we help, right? Like we could actually fix our own infrastructural problems and also aid in developing other countries that we had a direct hand in destabilizing. So the last thing I want to mention is our policies abroad inevitably trickle into the United States. So our police are being more militarized. And if you remember photos from Ferguson, everyone was saying like this looks like a war zone because it was a war zone. Police have like military grade weapons and vehicles that they are using against their own citizens, and that really needs to be stopped. So the last thing, the actual last thing, is when we talk about empire and the consequences of empire, I think we also need to mention that it functions to uphold white supremacy that predominantly harms Black and brown people. So even the countries that are read out in terms of the countries that we have bombed, they're in Africa, they're in the Middle East, and they're in South Asia. So that is it, and then I hope to have another conversation during our Q&A as questions.